So the first thing you got to do is hit the ball in the center of the face. And the best way to do that is to have good balance and good tempo. So I tell all my students, start a little lead side heavy, push towards trail side, boom, and when you finish, nice and balanced. If you're struggling with your fairway woods, you've come to the right place, because I'm going to show you what's different about hitting a fairway wood versus your driver and your irons. So let's talk about that. So the first thing I want to talk about is the actual setup position, because when we're hitting a fairway wood, it is different than other clubs, all right? When we're hitting an iron, as we all know there, we want to hit slightly down on the ball. We want to take a little bit of a divot. When we're hitting a driver, we want to hit slightly up on it. Therefore, we move the ball a little bit forward. But with a fairway wood, it's really more of like a sweeping motion. You're catching the ball right at the bottom of the swing. So what should we do in our setup? Well, here we go. Let's dive right into it. Now, I've got the live view set up here. Anytime I'm working on setup and, well, quite honestly, almost anything, I love using live view in my academy, in the coaching situation, because it provides instant feedback. So I've got it set up here in face on. One of my favorite spots, we call it the caddy view, and I've got the box here. You'll see that red box. Now the first thing you want to understand is that the bottom of your swing, where the club kind of brushes the ground, all things being relatively equal, is pretty much like off the logo on a shirt. Like a lot of guys' shirts, men's shirts will have a logo on it. So when I get set up here, what I want to do is I want to position that ball, okay, you can see it right there. So it's just basically equal to about the logo on my shirt. Now I want to catch it slightly on the, right at the bottom of the swing there, maybe ever so slightly on the upswing, so I'm going to move it just forward of that. Let me go ahead and hit a shot here to get started. Okay, that felt pretty good. A little bit on the toe, but pretty darn solid. Now, the other thing that you got to keep in mind in the setup after ball position is what about the position of the body? Okay, I love talking about setup. So I got the box here. And when we're hitting this club, think about the scenarios you're hitting this club in. I want you to think about this. You're looking for distance, right? You're looking for distance. So the tendency is to overswing, do stuff like that. We'll talk about that in a second, okay? But when you get set in here, I want you to feel like you've got a little bit more weight on your front foot. So see that from the live view. I'm set here. Notice that little mini bump, okay? So I'm just set. So I maybe got 60% weight on my lead foot, 40% of my trail foot. Now, why is that important when you're hitting a fairway wood? Well, we already talked about this. You're looking for distance, right? Speed and distance. And when you start moving your weight, moving the pressure, you create club head speed. So, if I'm set here, okay, and then after this, the next thing I'm going to talk about is the most common mistake I see with fairway woods. It might be talking about you. Okay, so you're sitting there, like, bump it a little bit. So now I've got it bumped. So now I can push that towards my trail foot, boom. See that? And that pushing gives me some momentum. So here we go. I got the ball just in front of the logo, right in there. I've got a little left side start. I'm going to push and turn. Here we go. Push and turn. Okay, that felt pretty good. So that's on the setup, the couple things that I want you to start to look for. Now, what is some of the most common mistakes and how do we fix those when we're hitting fairways? Because we know the objective, right? We know the objective, we know the setup. What is the most common mistake? The most common mistake I see, all right, is people staying on their back foot. They don't shift their weight forward. Now, do me a favor. Tell me in the comments, what are you struggling with your fairway woods? And I'll do my best to answer that. So leave a comment, question in there. And also do me a favor, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We love hearing from you. Ring the bell, okay? Ring the bell. All right, because we love hearing from you, and we're doing great content helping people all the time. So this is what I most commonly see. Maybe a pretty good setup, but when they hit the ball, they keep their weight on their back foot. I see a lot of this. See this from live view? Notice where the hips are at. They're back. Now when you stay in your weight on your back foot, the club swings out, swings across your body, you top it, you got all types of different stuff going on. All right, so where do you want to be? Well, and then what's a drill that we can do? Fix that. All right, so here's what we've learned so far. We got that set there. We know the ball position. We know we're going to bump a little bit forward. Okay, let's make a practice swing here. So I push towards the trail foot. All right, now when you finish, notice where I'm at on the box there. Boom, up over the front foot. Balanced, up over the front foot. Because this is one of the things that you want to understand, is that the easiest way to hit the golf ball further is to hit the ball in the center of the face. Speed helps. Of course it does. All right? If you swing the club 110 miles an hour and I swing it 100 miles an hour and we both hit the ball in the center of the face, you're going to hit the golf ball further. But if you swing at 110 and you hit the ball way out on the toe or the heel and I swing it at 100 and I hit it in the center of the face, we're probably going to hit the ball about the same distance, but you know where you're going to be? You're going to be in the weeds, the trees, you're going to be all over the place, and I'm going to be in the fairway. So the first thing you got to do is hit the ball in the center of the face. And the best way to do that is to have good balance and good tempo. So I tell all my students, start a little lead side heavy, push towards trail side, boom, and when you finish, nice and balanced. Let's go ahead and hit another one so you can kind of see it. You know the ball position, remember where that's at, right? Just off the logo on the shirt, little lead side heavy. That was my best one yet. Boom, notice the finish. Nice and forward and set in there. All right, now, let me give you one other tip here. One other tip, nice drill that you can do next time you head to the driving range. I can tell you this, if you like what you're hearing, check out our website, usgolftv.com. We got all different types of content over there, written content, different videos. Subscribe to our email list. We've got videos that we send out that are free. Great stuff. I mean, hundreds of thousands of people are on that. They're loving it, and we're doing our best to help our fellow golfers play better golf. So what is a drill that you could do with your fairway wood to help you? Here's what you're going to do. You head to the golf course. It's one of my favorite fairway wood drills. Take your regular setup. You already learned some stuff. You know ball position. You know lead side heavy. What you're going to do, though, take a setup, lead foot back. See what I did there? Now, swing it up. And step forward. Boom. Let me show you again. Set up. Bring the lead foot back to trail foot. Bring the club down. Recenter so you find your balance. Swing up. Step forward. Wonderful drill. Why does that drill work? Who out there recalls the most common mistake we see with fairway woods? Where's your weight? Back foot. Right? This is what I see all day long. This feels my lesson book right here. This feels my lesson book. Boom. So their weight's in their back foot. So what do? Lead foot, bring it to trail foot, swing it up, step forward. Boom, I got the feel. Get the ball in the right spot. There it is. Lead side heavy, push and turn. Boom, right down the middle. So the thing is, when you're hitting this club, it's not an iron, it's not a driver. It's a different club and requires a different setup and a different motion. What you've learned today is going to help you start hitting your fairway woods a little bit better next time you head to the golf course.